what's up? It's DJ Sterling here, showing you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Getting ready for my 1 hour set that I'm doing for Las Vegas on Saturday. 8 o'clock their time, I think it's 11 o'clock Eastern time. Um, right now, I have a bunch of music just put in folders, and I'm not going to show any of that yet. I also have a practice set, which I'm going to do probably Thursday or Friday. I'm going to go live on probably Facebook, maybe Instagram, maybe some other platforms. And I'm just going to test all the equipment, make sure the sound is good, video is good, everything looks great. And yeah, so right now I'm at the very beginning stages. And so what the plan is get a whole bunch of music together into a folder, and like way more than I need for 1 hour. 20, 30 songs is probably plenty, but I like a good selection for the vibe, and it's kind of like a freestyle for me. So I'll put like 100 different tracks into a folder. Um, Next, I'll drop it through um, Engine Prime. I'm going to perform on the Denon Prime 4 standalone controller. So all of the music needs to be analyzed and prepared by Engine Prime, which is Denon's music management software. And that'll also give me the opportunity to make some minor adjustments here and there if I need to edit beat grids, if I need to set cue points, which I will definitely try to do for majority of the music. I also need to add my drops. I don't plan to use a microphone at all. I don't like to talk during my performances. I just want to let the controller do all of the work. And so it's just going to take a little bit of time to get set up, but this is the beginning stage for me, is get all my music kind of curated and organized into a single folder. I'll analyze it, I'll export it to USB or SD, and then I'll go over to my controller and I'll start listening with headphones, kind of prepare things more. None of the order really matters. I hope that the BPMs are not too crazy. I might start at 60 to 70 and then eventually like to pick it up to an electro house tempo, which is about 128 BPM, or anything between 120, 130. And I like to stay there for a while. And then typically I try to find out who's going after me to see what their BPM is to kind of bring it down to that tempo or bring it up. If they're playing like a speedcore drum and bass, maybe it's 150, 160 BPM. So I'll pick up the energy and we'll transition there. Or I can bring it back down to like a hip hop kind of vibe, or pop, which might be, 60, 70, 80 BPM. Probably closer to like the 70 BPM range. But anyway, most of you probably don't care about that, but I'm just kind of, these are things I'm thinking about as I prepare my DJ set, who's on before me, who's on after. Since we're doing all this online via live stream on Twitch, maybe that's not so important. Whereas to typically, I would have all this stuff on a thumb drive in a CDJ where there's two that are linked. And then so we have to seamlessly transition, like for real. But again, since this is online, it's probably not going to be like that. It's probably going to like cut the music and then start a new DJ and whatever. And so I just have a 1 hour set, so I'm looking forward to it. This is where my creativity starts, right here at step one. And just the last 10% of the work is me performing. I'm about to go analyze all this music in Engine Prime. I promise you it's really boring, but that's it's just part of the fun. There's Engine Prime version 1.5. If you guys are curious where I get my music, right now I'm using Zip DJ, which is a great music pool. Especially if you prefer the house and the electronic music. They're top dog for that kind of stuff. And then second, if you want like heavily remixed stuff or just a lot of the real pop stuff, and if you like the intro edits, the quick hit mixes and all that crap, you can go to like BPM Supreme. I also have a subscription with them. And so pretty much between those two music pools and then some other sources, I'm not going to share. Hopefully I have some music in here you've never heard of before, maybe don't have access to. I try to play some really unique stuff, sometimes some old stuff, sometimes some custom stuff. So you might hear some of that in my set. We'll just see how it goes. All depends on the energy and the vibe. And yeah, So this is Engine Prime, and this is where the next step is going to happen. I'm going to drop a bunch of music in here. This is all red because I moved all this stuff. I think it was just on my desktop and I was testing things, so just ignore this. It's all going to get cleared out. That's not my actual collection. Um, and then I'm going to create a new playlist, blah, blah, blah. So this is where I'll probably spend the next 2 to 3 hours just preparing and analyzing music. I'll export it to USB and then we'll go play and we'll go practice and try and find a flow. All right, so I had been probably over like the course of a month, I'd been slowly adding music to this folder on my desktop up here called Vegas Set 1. That's where I've got my music that I'm planning to use. Like I'm creating a crate. And I thought I had a lot more music in there. I open the folder, I go to analyze it through Engine Prime. I've only got like 30 tracks, and it's probably about half of what I actually want available to perform with. So here I am back at Zip DJ. I need more music. I need bangers. I need good new stuff, good vibe, good flow, remixes, house, electronic. So maybe a little dubstep here and there. I try and mix it up because if you throw too much music out that's the same key or even sometimes the same genre, it just gets real monotonous and I hate that. So I'm really trying to mix it up here. So here I am back at Zip DJ, trying to get some new music, new tunes. Probably just going to take a good hour browsing. If I can get 20 more tracks, I'll be content. And then I'll have, 50, 55 to play with. Yeah, so, whoops, got a little more work to do is what I'm saying. So here we go. Digging through crates, browsing through music. Zip DJ is perfect at that. I'm just going to narrow the filter down to like house and electronic and remix music. And let's see what I can find. All right, be back in a bit. Yo, what up? DJ Sterling, I'm back. So some time has gone by. I had lunch. I got through a lot more music. So I'm only up to 42 tracks, but I'm going to rock with this for now and analyze it, process it, see how far we get. I'm showing you all of this stuff because by time I actually post this video, it's probably going to be after Saturday. So I'll just go ahead and show you everything. So here's the music. It's not a lot. Like, boom, that's it. For now, like I said, by the time I analyze, maybe I see a bunch of like BPM gaps where I'm going to have to jump like 10, 15, 20 BPM. Maybe I need a filler track or like a transition that speeds up at some point to bridge that gap because I hate jumping more than like 5 BPM. I can like drop mix and do all sorts of tricks where you'll never notice the jump. But anyway, so this is how I start. So I've got, this is pretty much my collection. I've got this folder here called drops, and I'll tell you how I get these. I use a site called Fiverr. I think it's spelled Fiverr, and I pay somebody like $5-10 to create these drops. My video's messing up, I think, because I'm talking too loud. So I just pay somebody to make these drops, and crap, I think it's my phone trying to focus. All right, sorry about that. So too close to the screen. So I'll play one.
You're listening to the hottest DJ in the game, DJ Sterling.
And that's it. That's a drop. A DJ drop is just something that kind of announces who's on the decks, lets people know who you are, typically not in your voice. Sorry, still bouncing again. Not in your voice. So, yeah. All right, let me stop this and try and fix it. All right, sorry about that. Hopefully I fixed that. I just wiped the lens off and my camera was like, it's still doing it, bouncing in and out of focus. Maybe I shouldn't be recording a screen. But anyway, so that's what a drop is. And so I'm going to play this on the Denon Prime 4 controller, which does not have a built-in sampler. It's a standalone controller. And the only real memory it has are the things you put in there. So like an internal SSD or SD card USB. So I'm sorry this thing keeps jumping, but let me get through this. So I have a trick to triggering drops on the Prime 4. The Prime 4 is a 4-channel controller, and so I use a blank channel to load up these MP3 sound clips with my drops. And then once I get on the controller, I use a hot cue. And then to trigger the sound, I have to press and hold that hot cue for that track where the drop is loaded. And that's how I trigger samples on the Prime 4. I can have multiple drops on a single audio file, but I'm also fine with this. So I have like 5 or so different drops in this directory, and just whenever I feel like it, I'll switch them in and out. I'll load them up on a channel. I like to wait for like a lull in the music where it's like kind of quiet, usually on an intro or somewhere right around a transition. They sound nice. So you don't want to play it during the chorus or during a busy part of the track, right? You don't want to mess up the drop, like the actual build up drop of the song if you're playing electronic. You don't want to mess that up. So you really got to trigger it at a key time, and that's usually my strategy is wait for it to get kind of like boring, repetitive, and like you give them that little, it's DJ Sterling in the mix or something, and it really they hear it and they know who you are, and hopefully they go home and that's all they think about. They Google you, they find your social media, and now you've got subscribers, something like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I do with drops. So the next step is going to be to open up Engine Prime, analyze this stuff, and we'll see where we are. Yo, yo. Okay, I just wanted to mention one more thing. I'm doing all this stuff with like mouse and keyboard. I'm not using a controller. With Rekordbox, when I go do this step, analyzing and processing music and sets and stuff, I usually attach my DDJ400 to my computer, to my desktop, and I do the step, and it's much faster, and I can kind of practice in real time as I'm processing the set. But I'm lazy. I'm not gonna hook up my Prime 4 to my desktop, and I also don't want to use my Prime Go. So I'm just doing this all with keyboard and mouse, and that's pretty normal when I go through Engine Prime. So, what's your workflow? Do you use a controller, or do you just use mouse and keyboard to process your set? Let me know below in the comments. I'd love to know. And yep, okay, see you later. Okay, so here we are in Engine Prime. I just dropped all my music in and analyzed it. It literally took 3 or 4 seconds. I have like a really crazy strong computer that I just recently built. It's got a Threadripper 3970X, 64 gigs of RAM, RTX 2080 Ti graphics card, blah, blah, blah. It's a really powerful computer, so I can get things done really quick. And that's one of the things I love about it. But here's the music. You see my drops are in here. Um, I mean, you start looking at the BPMs. That's one thing I immediately do when I load everything up and analyze it, is kind of sort by BPM. Uh, so this is kind of it. So we start at about 70 and then we pick up to about 134, 135. So that's actually good for me. As far as playing order, like I said, I kind of prefer to start slow and then pick it up. And in this case, I don't think I care about where my BPM leaves off on my last track. So I will probably be around 128, 130 BPM when I play my last song. So, and that's okay. Um, yeah, so now's the tedious part. Is I need to go through each track. Um, I don't go through 100% of them. Like, um, I'll go through a majority of them, probably at least more than half. But like, here's a song, Bop. I'll set cue points and make notes, and um, some of these cues, like the first cue is always where I trigger the song for a hot cue to start playing it. That's where I drop it in. Some of the other cues throughout the song are just visual markers for me. So if I'm like about to hit a chorus and maybe I want to mix it out there, I have a visual indicator of where the chorus is coming, because I could be doing other things and not counting bars during the performance. So I also like to mark the outro sometimes. I mean, you can obviously kind of see it here where the outro kind of lives on a track. I don't even know if I pointed to the right thing with my finger. Anyway, anyway, you can see the beat breakdown. It's getting simple, and then it's more simple, and then so anywhere in here, you need to start thinking about. Well, over here, you need to start thinking about what to do up in this region, either here or here is where I would, start looking to mix out. That's probably 32 bars total. You get a 16 to here and a 16 to here. And sorry, I keep pointing at stuff. But anyway, this is the kind of stuff that's going through my mind. Um, mix out opportunities. So I might set 2 hot cues, one at each of those spots. And then, so for example, if we're in here, like in the middle of this last 16 bars and I haven't transitioned yet, like I haven't got another track playing underneath it yet, then we're kind of in trouble and we we need to look for an exit strategy. So I need to do something to bail, right? And so, maybe I'll wait a little bit and then do an echo out, or maybe I'll do a drop, or, some sort of emergency like transition technique, which every DJ should have a few in his back pocket because these things do happen. Um, in real life, people could come up and talk to you, or, you could just get busy doing something, looking at your playlist for too long. So many things can happen. So you need to keep the music going without any hiccups. Don't train wreck your set. And so these are all things I'm thinking about when I'm planning, is just setting visual indicators of, okay, here's the start of a chorus, here's an intro, here's an outro, here's a mix out opportunity. Um, and yeah, like I said, I don't. Every track is analyzed, but I don't go through every track and set hot cues. I go through majority of it. One last thing I do is try to mark what I call the bangers. So my favorite tracks that I know will get everybody like real hype, right? So if your track is boring and you need some like, get on your feet, moving kind of music, I always have those bangers in the playlist, and sometimes I'll mark them. There's all kinds of techniques you can do for that. You can use the rating and give it some stars, or you can rename it, or, whatever you want to do. I'm trying to remember if this has like a favorite, if it's record box. But anyway, there you can mark your tracks however you'd like, to indicate certain things that are meaningful for you. And so this is where the behind the scenes stuff starts to differ, because every DJ has a different workflow, and this is just what I do. Doesn't matter if it's record box or Den and Prime or Serato. The step is pretty much always the same for me. Another thing I didn't mention yet, but when I look through each song and I'm kind of like, I'll at least go through every song and make sure the beat grid is correct too, because if it's off and I didn't know that ahead of time, I could be wasting time, or I could mess up a little more when I'm actually playing. Um, on the Denon equipment, you have effects engines, which are time based, which rely on the beat grid. So if that's inaccurate, your music's going to be all off time, and things are going to sound really terrible, right? So you don't want to do that. So you always want to get your beat grid as accurate as possible. With the Engine Prime version 1.50 update, usually the analysis is solid. I would say maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 that are not house genre. Maybe those kind of analyze weird, like dubstep, not dubstep, drum and bass, since it's so fast. Um, and then a lot of times hip hop or rap can come up weird, but usually house and electronic is such a like consistent music, like it's almost like a template, like, oh, here's a 16 bar intro or 32 bar intro, here's a, just the format is so predictable that usually the software gets that right almost every time. And so that's all the kind of the stuff I'm going through right now, is I'm looking at the music, looking at the waveform, setting cues, loops, looking at the beat grid, making adjustments as necessary. And so I've got a crate of less than 50 tracks, I think. Yeah, we've got like 46. So like I think 41. I think there's like 5 drops in there. So, this could take me 20, 30 minutes, but if I take my time, like I'm doing a bunch of stuff at once, I've got like email and Facebook and all this other crap, I might just take my time and do an hour or two. And it's 6:10 p.m. here. So in probably another hour or two, as soon as I finish, I'll export this to USB and I'll take it to my Prime 4 controller, and I'll start practicing, and we'll just see how the flow feels. Like I said, I was looking at these gaps here, like jumping 75 to 86 is kind of big. So maybe I'll find a track that's about 80 BPM there. If I want to play those guys back to back, which I probably won't, so maybe it doesn't matter. 86 to 90 is fine. 90 to 100 is a big gap. 100 to 117 is a big gap. 117, 118, 118, 122, 3, 4, those are all fine, right? So, yep, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking at. This is me processing my set. I know I mentioned that a lot in my videos, but this is exactly what I mean by processing my set. So I took MP3 files and I'm getting them ready to play on my controller. So, DJ Sterling, peace out for now. See you guys later. Okay, so here's one last update. I've went through each of the tracks. I kind of used hot cues to mark the intros and outros. You can see my drops here. Yeah, 36 tracks. I ended up removing a couple from the crate. Looks like we've got about an hour and a half worth of music, and I have a 1 hour set. And I still don't have any certain predetermined order which I'll play. Everything will just be sort of at random on the fly, and I'll have a clock or something in front of me so I can keep track of time. And that's it. Next step is to export to USB. What's up, guys? DJ Sterling here, just giving you guys an update. So today is the next day, and it's like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. So what's it, like technically Friday morning. I've got the USB drive here with my Engine Prime prepared music. This is the Prime 4 controller that I'm going to be performing on. There's one of the KRK Rocket 5s. I have another one. And these are my headphones and some Defcon stuff here. Human badge, lanyard. Anyway, I'm just getting set up to practice here. I'll plug the thumb drive in, turn the controller on. I have a stool on the other side where I can sit and put headphones on. Yeah, for this, I'm not doing anything crazy. Literally just the KRK Rocket 5s are going to be hooked up to the master output of the Prime 4 via XLR. And then, yeah, I'm just going to play. I might record just to listen to it later. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to actually record with video. For the camera, I'm going to use my new Sony ZV-1. I'm going to put a battery in it, which will last 45 minutes, but also try to hook up a, what do you call it, like a USB battery pack. So that way I can make it the full hour, because I think the battery will literally die 30-45 minutes in, and I need it to go a whole hour without overheating or losing power. And so that'll be interesting. So that's also a test for tomorrow. So this is just a quick update. I might film one more time, I might not, but that's probably going to be it for tonight. All right, peace out. So I guess one more thing is I actually am going to use this space. This is my like studio space. It's like a small like spare bedroom in my home, and this is where you typically see my YouTube videos. There's my YouTube clock with my current subscriber count, 516. Picture there. I'm probably gonna throw a flag up as a backdrop. I'll probably pull that light down, and then I'm gonna kind of transform this space to make it look really cool. And I'm gonna have some lights going, and it's gonna be kind of dark and disco-y, and we're gonna have a good time. So, all right. All right, so this is my office for the night. I've inserted my USB key, which you probably can't really see because it's dark. This is how I'm actually going to play, like in the dark. Might be just a little bit darker. So select my source. Pull up my music here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is the actual music I'm using, and it's all fine and dandy because you guys won't see this until after my Saturday performance. So this is kind of the playlist that I created. These things with my name, these are my drops. You can see the keys are different, the different colors, and the BPM kind of picks up. I always sort by BPM, that's just my preference. So it's like track and then BPM. When I mix, I don't pay too much attention to the key, because if you mix too much in key, it's going to sound really boring and really monotonous. And so I just use headphones and I preview, and that's kind of how I select the next track, is just kind of in my head just thinking what sounds good, let me try this, let me listen to it. And that's it. So, all right, cool. So I'll be here for a while, probably an hour or two. So, cool. Peace out. Okay, what's up, guys? I think it's the next day again. Today is Friday. It's maybe just after 5 p.m. Back in the same room. So I got some Defcon swag here. This is a t-shirt that says Defcon's canceled. Here's another shirt. I think I'm gonna wear this one. Just another Defcon shirt. It's all black. Has some hair there. And then I got this kit from them with like badge, lanyard, mask. I've got a couple flags in here and just some other like swag. I'm gonna hang up one of these flags as my backdrop. And I think I liked this one here is like real colorful, real cool. So I'm gonna hang this up on the wall behind me. So I'm not gonna do any like green screen effects with OBS. I'm just gonna use the flag and keep it simple, guys. So sometimes less is more. So we're gonna rock with that. I'm gonna get set up shortly. I've got some dinner coming. I've got some other things I'm working on. So I've got a meeting at 7 with this company I'm partnering with. So a lot of stuff going on. Like I keep a bath towel over my DDJ400 because I'm cheap like that. I don't use the deck saver. Why waste the money? I could just put a lid on it, but I also have an extra bath towel that I literally use just to keep the dust out of it. So yeah, so that's what's going on now. After I eat, I'm gonna set up and do a couple more test runs and might record this. What's up, guys? DJ Sterling here. I've got my attire on. This is that shirt that I just showed you guys. Defcon shirt looks really cool. About to go back upstairs and get back to testing. Might start recording soon, so we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Peace. Whew, Lord, I'm tired. Okay, so here's the final setup. It's nighttime. It's about a little after 9 p.m. This is a like a disco light. Has power, which plugs up, and I've actually got it hooked up to the back of my Prime 4, so that's how this light is getting power. I know it's dark, but there's not much to see here. It's just the controller. Headphones, Rubik's Cubes. I've got 2 of these Karaoke Rocket 5s hooked up to the controller via the master XLR output, which you probably can't really see. Maybe a little bit. There's 2 cables here. Left and right stereo, and then I've got the flag up. So that's the banner. Hopefully it looks cool. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to do some testing for maybe 30 minutes. I keep saying I'm going to do some testing, but I haven't done shit today. So it's just been a long... I actually had a 2-hour meeting with this company that I have a partnership with out in California. So that's what I've actually been doing. And yeah, so we're about to DJ. All right, peace out. Yo, what up? DJ Sterling here. I've got the light going. Try and pinch out some here. It's a little better. There's a light going. I still haven't practiced yet. It's almost 12 midnight. I'm mentally practiced, like in my head. At this point, I feel like it's getting so late. I'm just gonna wing it because it's gonna be like real late soon, and this is gonna take an hour, and I need to get my video camera set up. I'm the worst procrastinator, but yeah, this is kind of what it'll look like. I'll move that light somewhere different, so it'll just point at the ceiling, and here we are back on the controller. I'm still using a beta version of Engine OS 1.4.1. 1.5 came out a couple of days ago, but I'm aware of some issues, and I haven't got to really test it myself yet. And I can't risk that during my live stream set, so I'm not going to upgrade right now. I'm going to wait for a different day and keep using this beta. I'm not streaming anything from SoundCloud, so it'll be great. And yep, so that's where we're at right now. I'm going to set up my camera, test hit, and then for real, we're going to try and record this in one take. So wish me luck. Peace. All right, so here's a little sneak preview here. So here's my playlist. What's important is to look at the BPM. This is all house music. There might be 3 or 4 hip hop remix songs, but they've still got like a dance, like 4 on the floor type beat to them. These are the drops. I'm going to load them to the channels I'm not really using much. So it'll be 3 and 4 on this controller, these drops. And I'm actually going to start somewhere in here, about 118, 119 BPM. We'll pick it up just progressively till we hit this. This is like the bread and butter. This is where all the bangers are. And I'm probably just going to slowly speed up and probably won't even make it this far in the playlist. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's about an hour and a half worth of music, so I need to get through 2/3 of it. Okay, cool. See you guys in a bit. So I really hope this works. This is my new vlog camera. It's the Sony ZV-1, and you see this USB cable hanging out, which actually runs to an external battery pack, which I'm just balancing down here on the tripod. Totally not supposed to do that. But the problem is the battery life of the camera is only 45 minutes. I need at least a 1-hour set. And so I'm hoping that will keep it going. And that's the setup. Boom. I'm going to turn that light off and just maybe move some of these things to make sure they're not in frame. I'm going to clean up that back corner back there a little bit. These are all bits of camera gear, booms, and different mounts for some of the overhead shots that I film on this controller where the camera's sitting right here looking down. So boom, that's my behind the scenes. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I also added this as an effect. This is a Defcon badge. This is purple, the human badge. I have another one that's the performer's badge. I think it was orange this year. Or maybe that was the goon badge. Maybe it's yellow. Yellow performer, orange goon, something like that. This is something, the laptop is totally a prop. It's not even really on. Like the keyboard's on, but I'm not using it. So I'll probably maybe just power it down. But this totally lights up and can pulse to music. See that? It's like sound activated. And yeah, so that's totally just a prop. At some point, I'll probably be solving this a couple times. And this should just be like a real easy, laid back mix. I'm not scratching and cutting, chopping, dropping all this crazy stuff. I'm just doing smooth blends for 1 hour. And I hope you guys enjoy the tunes. Should be a lot of fun. I'm DJ Sterling. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. I'll see y'all later. What's up, guys? So everything is done. Today is Saturday. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What I'm doing right now is taking the audio and video and I'm syncing them. The Prime 4 controller that I was playing on recorded the audio right to USB. My video camera shot audio and video, but I'm only going to use the audio from that. And so using Adobe Premiere, I'm syncing those two into a single file. And it's about 55 minutes to an hour long. It's almost done rendering here. Just some takeaway. Wish I would have practiced a little more. The lighting was kind of darker than I anticipated at least. And I wish I would have had a little more music in my playlist. I started kind of running out in the end. Yeah, made a couple of mistakes, but I don't think it's too noticeable. And I guess I'm satisfied with this. I've just been super duper busy, and I wish I would have had a little more time to put some more thought and creativity into this, but I think, we got it done. This is okay. So this will be playing tonight, 8 o'clock Vegas time, so like 11 o'clock Eastern. And yeah, and then this video I'm filming right now that you're listening to, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch it together, edit it, and premiere it to play, I guess, midnight, so it's like after the performance, so I don't leak anything. And yeah, so it'll be all good. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let me know if you like this kind of content, just kind of behind the scenes. I hope to take you guys to a lot more places and interesting things, and I'm trying to like really get into vlogging and stuff like that. So ask me anything, and yeah, I'm here. So DJ Sterling, peace. This is my new computer build. It's the 3970X Threadripper. So I'm rendering in Premiere right now, 4K, like max resolution and everything. It's got about 6 minutes left. It's an hour-long video, and it'll render pretty quickly. I don't remember how long it's taking, but it's well under an hour for an hour-long video. So yeah, temps seem to be bouncing around 50 to 60 Celsius. So that's cool. Pretty low. Yeah, just a random thing I thought I'd share. That's the RTX 2080 Ti, the Asus Republic of Gamers Edition card. The RAM, the Corsair RAM is what you see, the vertical sticks. That's kind of pulsating light. That's what that is. To the left by the fan, that's a little display from the motherboard. And the setup is liquid cooled. So, all right, cool.